The FBI says internet crime is costing people big time. We're talking almost $7 billion in 2021, up more than $2 billion from 2020. CNET cybersecurity expert Brie Fowler joins me now to talk about ways you can protect yourself and your wallet from cyber crooks. Bree, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Well, first, a huge increase, right, in internet crime complaints lately. What's behind this?
Well, basically people have been online a lot more than they used to be. COVID has put work, school, and just about everything else we do online. And just because the world has opened up doesn't mean people have changed their habits.
Can you talk about some of the common complaints?
Mainly, it's a lot of phishing and smishing and scam social media ads. I mean, people are clicking on stuff that they shouldn't, and they're handing over information that they shouldn't too.
How do some of these scams work? Is it mostly just through those links?
Yeah, I mean, it's getting people to click on something that they normally wouldn't. Whether you're talking about an email or a text that comes to your phone. Phishing and smishing has gotten a lot more convincing than it used to be. These look like legitimate communications from retailers, from people you know. It can be really hard for the average person to tell what's real and what isn't.
So what are some of those telltale signs that something is a scam? And also, are there any new trends popping up as well?
Well, these scam emails, usually there's a note of urgency. It wants you to click before you think, to hand over information and money before you think. Now, whether that's a great deal or, a threat that the IRS is going to come arrest you because you haven't paid your taxes, either way, it's getting you to act quickly. So if anyone is telling you that you need to do something right away, it makes it important to just take a beat and think about it before you act.
And is there a way or something we can do to set up our devices so we're less vulnerable?
Well, the telecom companies have gotten better about filtering scam texts and robocalls. You can also download third-party apps that do this as well. When it comes to email, the less you put out that email address, the less likely it's going to get phishing emails. I've had some email addresses for over a decade, and it's just so much phishing at this point because the addresses have been circulated for so long. If you want to stay phishing free, you might want to change up your address every once in a while. Or, make sure you have spam filters installed. Definitely update your antivirus. Make sure all your apps are updated just to keep as much of that out of your system as possible.
And as you mentioned, they're becoming more and more real, more convincing. What do you do if you think you've already fallen victim to some of these scams or crimes?
Well, you have to assess what kind of information might have been taken. If it's, a retail thing where you might have paid for something with a credit card, call your credit card company, cancel it if you have to. I mean, really, we've all had this happen where a credit card number's been stolen. As a consumer, you're not on the hook for those charges, so don't pay them, and just get a new card. But more personal information like your social security number, even where you live and phone numbers, you really need to make an effort to protect those. And if they've been compromised, you might have to do something like freeze your credit. I mean, a lot of us have had to do that over the years just to make sure that, our information isn't being used for fraudulent purposes.
Yeah, one thing's for sure, these criminals, they're not going to stop. They're going to keep finding new ways and trying new things. Brie Fowler with CNET, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.